States, HBCUs are an important cultural and educational institution that drives innovation, research, and economic mobility. Vice President Harris, alongside President Biden, have invested a record $17 billion in our nation's HBCUs and delivered one of the largest increase in Pell Grant program on over a decade. Now, meanwhile, Donald Trump would be a disaster for students. We have to realize his Project 2025 agenda for a second term includes extreme plans to eliminate the Department of Education. And then also take away from the Head Start program, diverting funding away from public schools and rescinding student loan forgiveness programs. The economists agree that his plan would hurt the economy and raise costs, which is not something my peers and I want to deal in this generation. And when we talk about it, the members of my generation want leaders with a vision for the future, one where we're all able to achieve our version of the American dream. With Vice President Harris, we know that she was fighting to give us more opportunities, to make it easier to get an education, to make it easier to get a good paying job, and to start a small business. And when we talk about it, Vice President Harris selected her running mate. She picked a leader who shares her vision for a new way forward. We did. And he has always been fighting for working people and students like myself. Now, Governor Walz has a heart for service that I admire and try to emulate. Whether in the classroom, in the Army National Guard, or on the football field, in Congress, or as governor, we see Tim Walz is someone who has spent every day trying to make a difference for the American people. And let me tell you a few things that he has done as governor. He has signed the largest tax cut in Minnesota's history, lowered the cost for the middle-class families, stood up for our fundamental freedoms, just to name so many of his accomplishments. Now, today is the day, North Carolina. Early voting starts today. And I am proud to have voted. I voted today, as you all should vote today. Everyone here, we know the path to the White House runs through North Carolina. Everyone here, we know, has the power to make their voice heard and to turn the page to eliminate the extremists of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. This election, North Carolina, is simple. It's to get ready to elect Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz to be ready to be those candidates to fight for our freedoms, also to build a better economy. When we have their back, they have our back. And now it is my great honor to introduce the governor, our next vice president from Minnesota, Tim Walz.
Oh, thank you. Good afternoon, Durham. We're in the right spot, aren't we? In the middle of the gym, so great. Well, I don't know about all of you. We're going to get through this election, have President Harris when we're done with this thing. But I got to tell you, listening to Devin, our future is bright. You see it here. Our future is bright. Now, I'm going to admit I'm a little partial to governors or former governors. But I got to tell you, North Carolina, and you saw it over these last challenging weeks, Roy Cooper is an absolute gem. And you grow them well down here because those are pretty big shoes to fill, but I'll tell you what, Josh Stein's going to do just fine doing that. And I don't know about all of you, I'm still a little bit giddy here. I'm standing on the stage with the 42nd President of the United States. So. This is the comeback kid. This is a guy who knows a little bit something about being an underdog and being underestimated a bit. But I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody that understands politics or the American people better than Bill Clinton. And somebody...